Got these like ghost cars out here, really helping the community, guys. Well done. What up, bud? How are you? Living the dream. How are you?
How are you? I'm John.
I'm Dan. Nice to meet you, bud.
Hi. How you doing?
Appreciate you. Living.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta come down there. They're not supplying me with records. I'd ask.
He sent you an email.
They had supplied me with half of them.
Yeah.
Or well, the video. They didn't give me anything else.
Yeah.
So I gotta get
swing down. I'll give you my.
I will. I
business
appreciate
card.
it. Thank you for being cool, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Well, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, but a lot of you aren't like that. So
You'd be surprised.
I got attacked by you guys. They stole my ID. The dude
I
literally,
see, yeah,
they
I
literally
know.
stole my ID.
Hey, did you ever get your ID back?
No.
Did you check the because
That was in the records request because
Yeah, I saw that.
Hammond, is that his, Hammond?
we're gonna
They
gonna
swore.
end up owing you a license.
Well,
right?
yeah,
With
he
a
swore it would pop up,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It clearly looks like Master Nani put something in his pocket, and
so
you know what I mean. It could have been
the
anything.
IA is still going on, so I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
but
and that's the other thing
are
is
you
I.
sure you did? You
No,
sure it
he-
didn't go in that infraction envelope?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
They were missing it before they
Yeah.
even returned it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't
So,
know.
see, hey, listen, you have a good, strong media following, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Ish.
150,000 between everything.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I need an idea how to slow people down, right?
On the road?
Yeah, I mean, if you walk up and down any road, not only in Norwich, but anywhere, people are absolutely fine.
You know what would make a big difference in
Yeah.
my eyes?
Yeah.
Instead of, and I'm not saying you do it, but I go through town all the time and I see the Norwich cops, particularly, like, not, well, it's just when I'm out here, but every time.
Yeah.
But like when they sit at the church, they always sit in the back of the parking lot
Yeah.
where nobody can see them.
Okay.
You guys being visible makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
I feel like if you guys parked at the beginning of the church or instead of
Amen.
hiding between the buildings at the court,
Amen.
stuck your nose out, would
Amen.
make a difference.
Yeah.
And even when they're in there, I try to go talk to them. I've almost been hit by you guys. Like
Yeah.
literally, some guys are dicks. But
Yeah.
and I'm not out here to be a dick. I'm cool. I have conversations. Like we went and did a thing the other night in Weathersfield. Like just showed off their event that the police threw. Like
Yeah.
it's not about making you guys.
Did
guys.
you go to our National Night Out?
I didn't know what was going on.
How did you not know?
I'm not from up here. I'm not up here all the time. I
Yeah,
don't
but
live
it's the
here.
Same day across the country.
What day is it?
It's always the first Tuesday of August.
Okay. No, I didn't
Always.
know.
And
And
it's
it's-
nationwide.
I was busy that week. My birthday's the 4th, so I was
Oh,
out
really?
with my kids all weekend. I was
Yeah.
enjoying
You
it.
gotta
But
take care of the kids, man. I understand.
yeah, I'll think though. I'll definitely think on that because it's
Yeah,
not.
you know what? Like, so being the patrol captain, I have.
That's your job. You are
Yeah.
okay.
So I have the opportunity to, like, we're out here. I don't know if you saw. We're out here left and right pulling cars over because, like, Asylum Street doing 53,
Yeah.
55. That's fast. for
Yeah,
that
and there's
little
kids
road.
everywhere.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
literally kids everywhere out there.
And you know, if you're walking around, you see how many accidents are out there, right?
Yeah, all the time.
And a lot of injuries, and it's all related to speed and distracted driving. And,
Do you know how much those things are that they're putting up? The radars like that. You
yeah,
guys.
so the radar signs, I actually did the grant to purchase them. I got it through a grant, so it didn't cost the city anything.
That's cool.
I want to say they were $3,500 a piece. The solar ones.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw them
That's
today.
insane.
How many are there? Do you know throughout the
I
town?
want to say, all right, so the first round I did 3, and I think it was such a success, I ended up getting 4 or
You
5
notice a
more.
difference?
So it does 2 things. It will get people out of their brain of, oh God, I got to go home, I got to make dinner, I got to watch, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? People are just so distracted.
Well, and just seeing it will make you think. Look at your
Exactly.
speed.
Then it has the reverse effect where you get these young knuckleheads.
Erase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
No, you get good and bad.
so.
I think overall it probably makes more of a difference than.
You know what? It brings like those stop signs down at the end of the bridge that
Yep.
flash.
Yep.
Before we put those on there, people were just flying because that was this. So we put those on, and it just gets enough attention to where people are like,
Yeah. No, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate you being cool. I like meeting people out here like you. And to be honest, I feel like you guys, and more than anything, your female cops are better than female cops I've dealt with anywhere else.
That's a good
Like
sign.
you go to Willimantic,
So,
they're out of control.
we're
Like,
really proud of our diversity when it comes to females. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something. the female workforce in law enforcement, they are doing absolutely amazing things. They're bringing empathy to policing. They're bringing a sense of understanding and community involvement. Not that the male officers aren't doing that, but I'm just saying, like, female officers,
they usually come from a different line of life anyways, you know what I mean?
It,
A lot of the dudes are coming out of the military, you know what I mean? And that mindset's a whole different thing.
We're very fortunate in Norwich. I think we have...
I think you guys are a lot better than a lot of towns. Yeah. Like, I mean, I spend a lot of time out here, but I spend a lot of time in Willimantic, too. Yeah. And Willimantic's just straight dicks across the line. And
you know what? Maybe they never got to know the real Daniel.
Well, no, I think what their problem is they still think of me, because that's where I got in all my trouble. I wasn't perfect my whole life. I was a junkie 10 years ago. Yeah. And I think that's their mindset, is I'm still, or I'm doing this when I'm really not. Like, I don't go up and just start being a dick. Like, maybe if it's somebody that I previously, and we don't get along, of course I'm going to treat them a little different than anybody else. But, like, I'll just walk up to a cop and be like, hey, fuck you, but, you know what I mean? No, it's more about documenting and just seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I think it could be an asset if we did it the right way. You know what I mean? If we got along, but they don't look at it like that. They look at it.
Well, I mean, can you imagine legitimately caring about your community and legitimately caring about the safety of others, and then having to wear this and having everything you do taped, and then someone comes along and take a step out. There is something to say, like, that the cameras, all the cameras are just making officers rethink about what they're doing and what is that person doing. You know what I mean?
No, I get it, but it's like and on the flip side, but like when I go to work, and maybe I'm not standing there having somebody camera on, but I've always got cameras on me. You know what I mean? They can always go back and review.
Yeah, but that's
a little different.
It's not intimidating, right? It's I don't know what the word is to it.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Camera time, right? Like, but it gives you a different feeling as an officer when you're walking to someone. It's almost, I don't want to say confrontational, but 9 times.
I think that's just the outlook on it, though. I think we need to spin the look on. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm sure people do come up with cameras in our dicks. I see it online all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and so if you're seeing that and only that may be what you think of most of it. You know what I mean? Most people, but like, dude,
it's not only what we see online; it's what our officers approach with. Like,
I've helped you guys find kids.
Yeah,
like
if someone walks up with me a camera, it's something totally different.
Yeah,
right.
I can tell. You know what I mean?
8 to 4. I sit in an office all day long. The guys and girls that are out here, like, taking call after call after call, like, the stress just at work, and then they're stressed at home, and then someone walks up on like that. And I'm not excusing bad behavior.
Yeah, no, I know. I get what you no.
But what I'm saying is, take a step back and look at the mental picture that is. Yes, we're strong. We're certain types of people are fit for this job.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It's the average cop sees like 452 traumatic incidents in their career, in a 20-year career.
Christ.
The average human civilian sees about 4 or 5. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a big difference.
And, that scares me, because our officers are out there doing this every single day. Sometimes the public doesn't necessarily agree with us, or they
should almost rotate you guys out, dude. You should get a break. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally get a month or 2 off, add a clip.
I don't know if we could do a month, but let's say...
Well, yeah, because you can't survive off a month.
Yeah, let's say an officer goes to a motor vehicle accident, that's a fatality.
Yeah. Like Family Medical Leave Act. You know what I mean? You get a break.
The city should.
Someone should. No, it should be...
say, hey, for a week, we want you to just go home. Because it's it's
Listen,
traumatic.
I've gotten in trouble because I went somewhere and taped stuff one day, and to be fair, I didn't know, but it was when the Bristol officer's funeral was. Yeah. I had listen, I'm not a dick like that, but I was at a completely different PD that day. Well, some of them officers had went to the funeral, and when they came back, they were just not in the mood, and they fucked up, you know what I mean? And I honestly feel like if the dude had a conversation with me and just said, listen, we did this today, instead of just saying, and he did say, I had a bad day, but I hear that a lot, you know what I mean? But if you have I walk away from scenes all the time when you guys are having issues. The other day, some lady was suicidal or literally bugged out, and I forgot his name. The one that came the night when they stole my ID. That supervisor came up and he was like, listen, I'll leave. I'm not here to cause trouble. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, I'd rather make sure that person's all right and doesn't get in any more trouble because I'm standing there filming. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, Daniel, I'm gonna get back to you.
Absolutely, I got your card.
Good dialogue.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you, dude.
Shoot me an email.
I will.
On Monday, I'll look. Or actually, shoot me an email. I'll remember that we talked.
There is, but can you? I know you can't speak on it, but is that incident being investigated? Okay, because well, the dude told me that night he was going to go back and review the video footage and this and that, and I also noticed he didn't start his body camera until like halfway through the interaction. I have the whole first half of that, and some of the stuff he said is directly it's conflicted, and now I have to go to court over it. When
are you still going to court over it?
They didn't even give me a court date. It happened in January. They gave me a court date for September. Yeah, tell me how that works. And like, listen, I'm not going to argue. I wasn't in the crosswalk, but there was no traffic. I wasn't in anybody's way.
So it's not jaywalking. It's failure to use a crosswalk.
Yeah.
But we'll talk.
Yeah, I got you.
But I appreciate you.
Thank you. Stay safe, dude. If you guys, I'll send you an email. You know how to get in touch with me if you need to. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. We need more people like you. Thank you. What up, guys? Sorry, I really was not looking at this just because I was talking. I'm actually really glad that just happened. I think that dude's really seems to be like an asset to this community, and we need more cops like him. It's good to know that that incident is under investigation. IA is investigating it. He definitely, Master Nani, the one that did it, lied, and he definitely made things up. He said that I ran. He told them, the supervisor, that I crept up behind the car, and he said that he had an alarm in his car, which I don't know if that's true or not. I've never seen or heard of a cop car that has an alarm in it. Have you guys? But he said that his alarm went off, and that's what made him notice me. I did not. I stayed directly with his window about 30 feet away, 40 feet away for 10 minutes before I even went to the vehicle. So he knew I was there for 5-10 minutes before I even walked up. He clearly wanted my ID, and like he said, it's not jaywalking. He said it's failure to use a thing, but I'm going to disagree with that too. You don't have to use a crosswalk if there's no traffic. We're full-grown adults. We know how to walk. If you don't, then you get hit by a car. I'm sorry, but if I wait for traffic and the next crosswalk is 500 plus feet up, I'm going to cross the road. These same officers out here have also told me they don't enforce jaywalking, and I think that's half the reason why they don't want to produce their records. I've asked for how many jaywalking tickets that one officer has written year by year for the past 3 years. Didn't get it. I asked how many jaywalking tickets the department has written year by year for the past 3 years. You know what I mean? And I haven't received that. So all they have given me, I asked for his disciplinary record. I haven't received that. The only thing that I have received from the department is the videos, and no denial on the records. No, that when I picked up the tapes, the ladies told me that I would be getting the other records shortly, and I still have not gotten them. And everybody thinks I hate cops just because everybody that films the cops hate cops. Listen, I don't hate cops, dude. I just feel like they should treat people the right way. I've been so done. I've had to have surgeries because of the cops in this state. Willimantic in 2011 beat me so bad. I ran, I got away, and then my kid's mother talked me into turning myself in. So I turned myself in, and I waited for them at my house, and I sat on my front steps, and when they showed up, they beat me. They beat me bad, dude. And then they cuffed me, and they dragged me to the station. They refused to give me medical. I sat there for well over 15 hours with no phone call. They didn't let me make a phone call till 12 o'clock the next day. When I called home, they said, yeah, we'll come get you out. I left the PD. I went straight to the doctor. My doctor said, you need to go to the hospital right now. And I went to the hospital, and I stayed overnight, and they did emergency surgery the next day. 2019, right? Was it 2019? State police in Mansfield suplexed me off of 3 steps. I was like 3 feet in the air. They threw me like 8 feet in the air and slammed me on the lawn for hitting my head on a glass door, not hurting nobody, not doing anything. These police are brutal, and I'm not saying they're all brutal, but the ones that are gotta go, man. And Master Nani, the issue with him is, and I don't know if it's the issue. He may just be psycho, but I found out, I did some digging on him, and he got hired in 2004 14, I believe, through a veterans grant where the state gets paid money to hire veterans. So he was a veteran. He's already seen a bunch of bad stuff. He's going from straight up how they're treating people over there to dealing with free citizens over here, dude. And I don't think that's right. I think if they are going to do that, they need to pass multiple things. I think if they're coming from the military, they need to have psych tests done more than any other officers, because they have seen bad things and they have done bad things. Most of them, you know what I mean? Even if they are right, they still did it. I don't know. Personally, I would much rather have an interaction like that and meet somebody cool than meet a dickbag that's going to sit there and break my stuff and steal my property. And I think it's good to highlight people like that. Like, he's clearly been a cop for a while. He's a supervisor. He knows how to deal with the community. And he could be just like every other one, and it could just be a show. You know what I mean? But I don't know. And if I don't know, I'm not going to dog somebody without knowing. That's just me personally. But I really can't. I didn't even come out for them. I came out to check the river because this river floods all the time, and we got this hurricane coming, right? So I wanted to see what's going on with that, and I just happened to walk by and I seen him, and look at how he acted, dude. And like I said, I haven't even put it up yet. I had an awesome interaction the other day with a female cop. I caught her out a few times, and the last time she was like, hey, I haven't met you yet. Introduced herself, dude, cool as hell. It's not like Willimantic cops where they run up and scream at you and swear they know what breach of peace is and arrest you and then drop the charges later doing an infraction because you weren't even doing what they claimed you were doing. I personally think it's way different. It may be different with other people's experiences, but overall I think the women police out here are leagues ahead of other towns. And I know a lot of people think women shouldn't be cops and this and that, and I could agree with people at sometimes, but I mean, overall, they got equality, right? So I think they should play, I don't know how to say it, but play, you know what I mean? Let them do it, but we got to watch their backs. We got to put them with somebody that, you know what I mean? We shouldn't be sending them into situations like when Willimantic sent that nurse into that woman's halfway house and had her murdered because they sent her into a pedophile's house. Like, that's crazy in my eyes. I don't know. I like that. I would much rather have a good conversation with somebody than a brutal one. Brandon, what up, bro? Keeping the swine in line. Joey, what up, my guys? Dude, I appreciate all you guys. Colin. Wait, what a dumb question. Why are you involved with police so much always? Or anyways? What do you mean? Since I go out and I talk to them and I tape them, that's why I choose to be. It's not a hard question. No Trump 2024. Let's get an independent, real American in office. Let's stop voting for all these rich people that have never even lived life as an American, like a normal life. Let's stop letting them make all the decisions for the poor people and the working class when they've never done that. Let's stop voting. Let's stop falling for that. Like, if we're going to vote, let's get somebody in there that's worth voting for. I don't believe either side is good, and I don't believe either side is fair. What up, New York Tyrant Hunter? I don't even know if I've seen your channel. I'm going to check it out. I want to come up there soon. Confused, exactly. We only dislike bad cops. Oh, there's my guy. Caucasian, another vote Trump. No. Let's get all these guys out of there, and let's get a real American in there. Oh, Cindy, your parents' area is up here? That's cool. But, yeah. Nah, we just need a real, like, well, I don't know. In my eyes, we shouldn't be having the rich, that, like, these rich people that have never lived as, like, a normal person making these decisions. We should have the working class running this country. That's my opinion. But, Kevin, that's how, I don't know. I have so many, everybody thinks I'm involved with voting for Trump or I'm a Republican. Absolutely not, dude. I don't believe in either side. I don't believe either side is good. Both sides, it doesn't matter if they've been to court. A criminal isn't somebody that's convicted. A criminal is somebody that's committed crimes. So they're all criminals. They all steal from the American people. Our taxes go up every year. But this also is my opinion. If we're going to have two sets of criminals to vote for, why wouldn't we vote for the criminal that has the cost of living down, can actually talk, and doesn't let the world run all over us. If we got two bad people to choose from, that's the one I would be choosing for. So the property taxes here in Norwich just went up 40%. The people in this town are pissed, dude. The guy that was delivering food the other day to where my girl lives was telling me about how he's going to put his house up for sale because he's like, it's not even worth it anymore. It's not even worth owning a house in this town. And this town takes crap care of its people. And look at its property. If you go all down these sidewalks, there's dead animals, there's trash, and there's a raccoon down there on Main Street that's been there over a month. It's just a pile of bones now. Like, when we had the hurricane last year and the dam broke and everybody had to evacuate, the Friday, it happened on the weekend. The Friday before it happened, every town worker was downtown hanging Christmas lights instead of cleaning. I cleaned every drain on this road from here to downtown because they were clogged, they weren't working, cars were hydroplaning. Like, I did that. And I didn't tell nobody. I just did it because it was right to do. Like, I almost saw a car crash, and I said, you know what? I'm going to clean these goddamn drains. I shouldn't be doing it in the rain, getting soaked. The town should be doing it. And then if you go to the town, guess what? They don't care either. Go to the court. If you go to the court every day, everybody that works for that court is breaking some sort of law parked around that court. The court employees park in police parking only because it's the closest. They have a whole parking garage for them, but police parking is closer. So they decided that the court employees can park in police parking only, and the police can go park across the street in a private lot where they're not even supposed to be because they can't park where they're supposed to park. As long as the court employees have a plaque that they made up, it's just a piece of paper, as long as they have that on their dash, they're allowed to park in police parking only. They all park in no parking. The court parks their marshal vans in 10-minute parking or handicap parking all day. You report it to the state. The state does absolutely nothing about it. If you can somehow, I've got probably 5 to 10 tickets written on court employees and people working for the court. And I believe that 0 of them, have made it to court. They get to go to the town hall and complain, and the town hall rips their tickets up. How does that work? That doesn't work for any of us at all. And I think it was clear that night that him beating me up and stealing my ID was retaliation. And I don't know how that guy feels about it, but his vibes, I got that he kind of thought that was wrong too. He said I was resistant. He said I was walking towards him, and that's why he went nuts. He detained me because I called him a clown. That's why he detained me. That's why he cuffed me. I didn't resist once. All the video shows I didn't resist. But he's yelling the whole time, stop resisting. And I'm laughing at him, calling him a clown, telling him I'm not resisting. He threw my phone. He said, I didn't throw your phone. You see it. It's on 2 of his videos. You threw my phone, you clown. Like, he said he didn't slam me on the hood. He slammed me on the hood. And the worst part about it, in my eyes, is Harlick, that was his name. The supervisor that showed up, Harlick. I will give him a little bit of credit, like this much. He did get me out of the car. He did get me out of the cuffs. He said that's not normally how they treat jaywalking or people with infractions. Yet they did me. Why? Because I called him a clown. He got his feelings hurt. And he thought he could use his little power to abuse me. He used force when there was zero reason to use force. I've been taping cops now for over 2 years. Have I ever went up to a cop and physically did anything? No, not at all. Every time I've been arrested for filming the cops, I've been well over 20 feet away. Like, I feel like I give them more than enough space. So, I don't know. And that night, it does show, oh, he took my ID and went to his car. Of course I'm going to follow you to your car, you idiot. You stole my property. What do you mean? So, we got court coming up for that, and I don't know why they gave me a 9-month court date, an 8-month court date for jaywalking. So, And honestly, I feel like even if I did anything wrong, at this point, I paid my price. The dude assaulted me, he beat me up, and he stole my ID. They said if it was lost in the cruiser like he claimed, it would show up. That's what Hammond said. Oh, this happens all the time. Well, I've never seen that happen. Well, I'm lying. I've seen it happen to one other guy at the same exact time it happened to me. It happened to Truth Be Told in Louisiana. They literally stole his license the same night. So, I don't understand. And even he said it. Oh, we're going to owe you a license. I already got it. What do you think? They just arrested a chick in Hartford a couple of days ago for not having an ID on you. An 18-year-old girl. I just did a video on it. You should definitely go see it because that is policing in Connecticut. They said we don't have a statute for loitering. Hartford made it an ordinance for loitering. They did. But by their definition of loitering, she was not loitering. So they approached her for loitering when she wasn't loitering. And then since she didn't have an ID, they arrested her. All she had on her was her diploma. They could have looked her up. They could have put her social in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But that's Connecticut. Look up the video I did in Plainfield last week. That cop truly said, you have to identify any time a cop asks, even though we don't have an ID statute. The police in Connecticut take not identifying and they'll charge you with interfering, which it's not at all. You have a right to not identify. Like, you don't have to identify. I don't know. Like, same thing I was charged with in New Britain. They charged me with not identifying because I remained silent. They arrested me over it for filming in a public parking garage. This is Connecticut. I don't know. It makes me happy when I see cops like that. Like, it really does, because I mean, at the end of the day, even if they're doing better than the rest of them, in my opinion. Like he said, they're not. And honestly, I don't think all cops out here are bad. I think they do dumb things. They've mishandled stuff for me. Like, I don't like how they handled when the guy assaulted me at the courthouse. They basically let him do whatever he wanted for a half hour, then said, oh, we're going to call the state police. And then the state police came in, but they were already stuck with doing what they were doing. That dude didn't get charged. Or no, he did get charged. But the judge, it made it to the court. The state police signed off on it. The sergeant, the supervisor signed off on it. And it got sent to the court. The prosecutor signed off on it. And then the judge threw it out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That dude definitely battered me that day. He came out, tried stealing my phone, and pushed me into the road. Right in front of... And did anybody see Long Island Audit's video the other day? Where he was actually... That was Norwich Court. That was the courthouse right down the road where they were trying to steal his phone. I don't know why he's acting surprised. That's been happening to me for 2 years. I can't go into any courthouse with my phone. They claim there's a made-up judge's order. Yet I've never been notified. I've never had a hearing. You can't get the judge's order. They won't supply it to you. They steal your property, and they really think they can. So, I'm happy that he had to go through it, because you know what? He's got a lot more resources and a lot more power than I do. And that marshal that did it, that's Midget. That's the same marshal that watched the dude come out and assault me. He's the first one that called the cops on me for filming from the sidewalk. He really thought you couldn't film from the sidewalk. He thought they owned the sidewalk. They called the police on me 3 times in a week, and the police had to come out every time and tell them that they're dumb. And then the 4th time, the idiot called the cops on himself after he assaulted me. The dude was so dumb, he called the cops on himself. But of course, they don't get charged, and that assault was a lot worse than this so-called jaywalking. And that's what's messed up with the court, is the court won't prosecute him for an actual crime, but then they're going to make me come to court for a quote-unquote jaywalking, right? That I've already paid my dues for, that they assaulted me and beat me up, stole my license for. You know what I mean? This is bogus. And honestly, I don't feel like I could go to that court and have a fair shot at any... I don't think I could go to that court and have a fair shot at anything. Didn't ask how many hours, what's the occupation. I don't know what that means. Oh, bored stoner, that's crazy. I don't know what you're talking about, random consumer. But I appreciate you guys. It's just crazy out here. There's a lot of stuff going on out here that a lot of people... I don't think how people think it's okay that they could just steal your phone at court. You're going to tell me everybody else in that whole courthouse can walk in with a phone but me? And the idiot told Long Island, there's no recording in the court. Look at the court rules. I have the rules in my inbox from their boss. The same one telling them to do it is the same one that sent me the rules. And guess what the rules say, people? The rules say you can record in the court. They do have an unconstitutional clause in there that says you can't record people without asking or their permission, but it does say you can film in there everywhere but the courtroom. So I don't know what, even if they did have rules saying you couldn't, that doesn't mean anything. It's public property. It's open to the public. You can record there. I don't care. They've kicked me out and made me miss court. I had family court a few weeks ago, and I don't know why people are always like, oh, look, he's got family court. I don't put my personal business out there, but just know I'm on the winning end of everything that's going on in family court. Everything. So, I went there one time. They wouldn't even hold my phone. They told me I had to bring it back to the car. So what did I do? I brought it back to the car. So any normal person would do what next time? I'm not even going to bring it in, right? Because they're going to make me bring it back to the car. So I went in with no phone. They let me in. They let me through the metal detector. They saw everything I had on me, and then they let me go sit down. Within 2 minutes of sitting down, the same guy that let me in went and whispered to another guy. And then they came running up on me, telling me, I can't have a phone in there. And I said, what are you guys talking about? I just went through the metal detector. I just got checked. I clearly don't have a phone. And they said, somebody said you have a phone on you. I said, how does that make any sense? I said, who said I had a phone? Guess who said I had a phone, guys? The same clown that checked me in is the one that said I had a phone. So I said, that's impossible. You know I don't have a phone. Now, any normal person would think, what? All right, well, they're going to ask to see the phone, right? Maybe they'll want to see it, or they'll want to check to make sure you don't have a phone. They didn't even ask me. They kicked me out of court. And my kid's mother wasn't even there. So it should have been a one and done. But what I'm learning in the state is that if you're a female, they'll give you default judgments for anything in family court. But if you're a male, they won't. Because my kid's mother hasn't shown up a few times. And they never gave me a default judgment. Yet, she went to court. There's been times where I missed court because I didn't even know about it. And they gave her a default judgment. So I don't think we're treated fairly here in this state. It's just crazy. That's crazy, pure blood. Farlap, what up, brother? Good to see you. I don't ban people. You want to cry? Go ahead and cry. What's it do to me? All you guys say the same thing anyways. Why don't you have a job? You're harassing the cops. You guys all say the same lame stuff without even knowing what you're talking about. So what am I going to time out for you? And I got usually a good bunch of people in here that handle it anyways. So it is what it is. I got a good group of people. All right, random. I didn't see what you said. I'm just going off of what usually most people say. That's insane, pure blood. Well, from what I'm learning is it don't matter if you own property anymore. They're gonna, like in Connecticut, they just changed all this stuff. They're trying to make it, dude. So I forgot what it was called, but they're pretty much making it that you can't kick people out. You know what I mean? Or not renew. Like you in Connecticut now, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Like when their lease is up, you can't just tell them to get out. You got to renew their lease. Like if you don't have a reason, you pretty much got to let them stay. which is crazy. If you own that property, you shouldn't have to have a reason to kick them out. If you don't want them there, sorry. I mean, give them fair notice, give them somewhere to go, or a time to get somewhere to go, but it's just making them, you got to renew their lease? No. Which is crazy. It's your property. You own it. I don't agree that people should be kicked out on the street, but I'm sorry, if I give you a month's notice that you gotta go, you gotta go. It's not my problem. And it appears to be worse in other states, but it's pretty bad here too. It seems to be getting worse here. It just blows my mind how all these guys, like, even them cops, even that dude I was just talking to, no matter how good they are, they don't arrest each other. They don't come down to the courthouse and arrest these guys when they commit crimes against us. They don't give them tickets. Oh, here he is. I see him all the time. I love this kitty. I try to pet him. Come here, bro. No, you're good. All right. I think he lives somewhere right here because I always see him. I used to have a cat that looked just like him. I love black and white cats. But if I cut down here, I could see the river. I could see what's going on. The last time, I don't know if anybody remembers, but in the fall last year, this whole river flooded pretty bad and everybody had to evacuate. And the guy who owned, it was a privately owned, I didn't even know, I've never looked into it. I didn't know you could own a dam in Connecticut. It used to be for textile use, and obviously they're not using it for that anymore. But the guy who owns it, I guess, owns half of Basra, and he owns a campground up there. So the dam makes a lake for the campground, but he neglected to have it inspected. He neglected to follow the laws of owning the dam, and yet he hasn't been charged. They just keep sending him letters. I feel like everybody that was evacuated and everybody that had to take their animals and run because they thought their home was going to be swept away should be compensated in some way. The dude's rich. He's filthy rich. But you know who paid to have that dam repaired immediately? Us, the taxpayers. We paid for it. Our employees went in there and fixed it for him. And yet he hasn't been charged. He hasn't been arrested. In Connecticut, if you have money, you can pretty much get away with anything. They're not going to come after you. So it blows my mind. It's raining in Texas. It's getting bad here. It's just starting to get really windy. It's sprinkling on and off. It's wild. But yeah, guys, I literally didn't even plan on coming live and going live. I just was going out for a walk, and I literally walked by and saw him, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta do it, because it could very easily be Mastrodani or Nelson or any one of these horrible cops in my eyes. And I was glad I got the flip side though, because like I said, I don't know, Norwich as a whole, I don't feel like is bad. I feel like they do bad things. But I feel like every department does that, and I feel like, I don't know. It's just rough. You guys know how it is. Well, some of you may. What up, Ion? Good to see you, bro. It is what it is. When I come out, I see him, and I don't know, I don't necessarily agree with his take on the cameras 100%. I could get it at first, but it's 2024. They're on cameras all the time. Half the times they're on cameras sitting in front of somebody's house and they don't even know it. Everybody's got house cameras now. You know what I mean? They all have the internet. They've seen the videos. They know what it is. And as intimidating as it is, that doesn't give you the right to break the law, to violate somebody's rights. You know what I mean? That night the dude beat me up and stole my ID. That could have went completely different if that dude just rolled down his window and had a conversation. If he had the balls to do that. Instead, he wanted to jump out and try and, you know what I mean, ID me. He wanted to do all that, which caused the show. And he literally waited till he thought I broke the law, which I didn't jaywalk. I don't care what anybody says. The statute says you gotta impede traffic. You can't just jaywalk with nobody on the road. And if you watch the video, I clearly waited over a minute to cross the road. I waited till there was no traffic. It's not like I just ran across the road because I wanted to see him as soon as I could. I did it the right way. So he just wanted my ID that bad. He was willing to do whatever it takes. He was willing to make up whatever it takes. He lied. He made things up. And he committed crimes. Yet he hasn't been charged. And it was weird because there's a local dude, I don't know if anybody's seen him, Neon News New London. He's from out here. He had issues with the town hall. He wrote the town's attorney asking about unconstitutional signs in the town hall. And Musternani, Master, whatever the hell his name is, called him about it. Why do you write the town attorney and you get him? It doesn't make any sense. Is he sitting there doing desk duty? Like, what's he doing? So, I don't know. I want to get the rest of those records. He gave me an email. I'll definitely get in touch with him. And I'm not about getting people in trouble, but if he wants to figure out how to slow down traffic, dude, and I got ideas, or if anybody has ideas, this is a team effort. I'll definitely let him know. Because I'd rather have somebody figure out how to slow people down than give people tickets. In my opinion, I don't even believe if we give somebody, this is my opinion, and I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but if we write a ticket, right, why are we charging these people money? Why are we they're already broke, almost everybody. Why are we taking their hard-earned money? I feel like if somebody's doing something that's worth it, which I feel like most of the stuff that they ticket us for isn't worth it. I feel like most of the stuff they ticket us for is nonsense. Why don't we go do community service for a day? Why don't we go work at the soup kitchen? Why don't we go give back to the community, the same ones they claim we're hurting, instead of taking their money? I don't understand. It's because at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about what they can drain us for, and it's about keeping the wheels turning on their beast. Like, they need every dime they could get. That's why they're willing to raise property taxes out here 40% in 1 year. I don't know. But they're only hungry when it comes to citizens. It's weird. If I could write tickets, I'd write tickets to cops all goddamn day because I catch them. There was one just up here sitting right where we came down the other day, parked on the wrong side of the road doing traffic. If somebody came up and turned, and he was sitting back so people couldn't see him. So if you came up to turn on that road, you were probably going to hit him head on because he wanted to be an idiot, because he was too dumb to go park where he's supposed to park, or simply have his lights on like he's supposed to. They don't care. And I think what I told them about them sitting in the parking lots is a big thing too. Why are they always sitting all the way in the back of the parking lot where nothing, like, nobody can see them? I honestly believe they're probably not doing anything from there. Like, pull up and sit at the edge of the road, dude. Sit where you're visible. I know if I see a cop, I slow down. Like, it's pretty much common sense. I feel like a lot of them just try and get through the shift. I know they're overworked, but nobody, dude, look at the image you guys are putting out. Who wants to do that? No person in their right mind, I feel like, is going to be like, hey, I want to be a cop. Unless they come from a cop family, a military, like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like any reasonable average person's like, hey, I'm going to go do that. It's just my opinion, but it's nuts. It's crazy because that's where we started, up there. So we'll loop back around. I'm not going to stay on and keep everybody. I'm not going to keep everybody on. If I see anything, I'll come back on. This wasn't even my plan, but I saw them and I had to do it. I figured, why not? Yeah, we'll see. They evacuated all these people. All these people up this whole road. They evacuated last time. So I don't know what they're going to do this time, but we'll see. So, what up, Steve? Nice to meet you, bro. Civil servants, not tyrants. It's actually a good idea. I'm just checking it out, but let me know what you guys think about that guy. How you think he was? I think he did good. I think he was ready for it. I think a few of them I've seen, like, they're waiting or ready to talk. Like, it's hard. And I'm nobody special, dude. I'm just another person. I'm just a citizen with a phone, dude. And that's why he was like talking about the social media phone. That don't mean it's just a number, dude. Like, that doesn't mean I'm any different than anybody else. I honestly wish more people out here would start picking up their phones. It would blow your mind, guys, if I could show you how many messages I get with a picture saying, look what's going on over here, after it happened or while it's going on, and there's no way I could get over there. Like, they could have taped it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go get yourself in trouble, go do anything wrong, but anybody could pick up the phone, dude. Anybody could tape it. So that's what we got to do. I feel like as a whole, we need to get people to start filming them more. I think everybody should film them anytime you see them. That's just my opinion. And it will become normalized. And they also neglect to realize that the reason they have cameras, body cameras, is because of how they were acting. They neglect to realize that we film because A, the body cameras cost money, B, they mute them all the time, and C, they don't even turn them on half the time. So the best thing you could do is record. It doesn't matter what the interaction is. It doesn't matter what's going on. Like, yeah, exactly, swine. Always. It doesn't matter why, what, like, there's been times, dude, that I didn't, like, I had stuff, when I crashed my car, I should have filmed that whole thing. I'm waiting on that footage, too. Like, they charged me with no insurance when I was sitting there trying to show him my insurance. He just wanted to take my phone and walk away with it, and I wouldn't let him. I said, no. The other one said, read the number. That'll be all right. And the dude said, no, if I don't get the phone, he can't have it. I can't see it. I zoomed in. Nope, they just said that I didn't have insurance and we could work it out in court. They said it was, in my opinion, it was a 50-50 fault. They said I was traveling too fast, but I was doing under the speed limit. It was just raining and it started pouring and I couldn't see. Well, there was a car traveling in the fast lane doing like 30 miles an hour instead of being in the slow lane where they were supposed to be. I had 3 cars behind me and I went to go around them and I didn't have good enough tires and I had the wrong car. It was a Mustang, dude. Like, and I ended up sliding and I ended up hitting them. But like, they let them off and put it all on me. Like I did it all. Like, no, dude, if they were in the right lane, it would have never happened. Like, nothing, Jonathan. We saw a cop, now we're just walking and talking. What up, Mile High? Good to see you, bro. I'm down to, well, nobody's up here, but I'm down to do stuff with other people, other auditors and stuff online if anybody wants to do it. Like, stuff together. I'm always down. What up from Finland? That's dope, dude. I get out as much as I can. Like, it's just, I'm out a lot. It's just not everything goes on. Sometimes there's not stuff going on. I remember that's the same department, dude, that just ran up on that kid at that fight at Jenkins Park. And they maced him from behind and then jumped on him without identifying themselves. So he turned and grabbed one of them, and then they beat him because they said he attacked a cop. He said he thought he was being jumped because he was fighting with somebody and then got maced and jumped on from the back. Even after he wasn't a threat, in my eyes, they were still hitting him. So, I feel like there's always going to be change that has to be done. This is the whole river that flooded. There's this, there's another dam up there, there's another dam further up, like, but, yeah, swine, I gotta get one. I got cameras that I could set up in there, but I want to get, like, a legit system for my car, everywhere. Yeah, even, that's crazy, dude, that's what they do. And even though it's their fault, they broke policy, they broke procedure, they did all that, they still stacked all the charges on the kid. The kid's mother works for the state. She works for the gang. And they still did that. They painted him out to be this huge thing. They tried to make it seem like it was a gang fight. All this stuff. And you talk to the witnesses that were there, you watch what the witnesses said online, they're like, no, dude, it was just kids fighting over a girl. Nothing to do with a quote-unquote gang fight. And I don't think if they responded and there was only 2 officers, I don't understand why they ran into the melee not ready. Like, I get people may be fighting, but maybe you should wait for backup if there's 300 people there instead of running in and attacking one kid from the back. It just seems, I don't know. I didn't get 6 months of training. I'm just a regular citizen with some common sense, so I don't know what they do. Like, I know what I see though, and I know what common sense is. So it's just rough, and it sucks when you meet cool cops or supposed cool cops like that, because at the end of the day, they could be arresting these bad cops, and it just doesn't seem to happen anywhere. I do have body camera footage coming. Norwich police chief got arrested. They tried withholding the records, and I got them to give them up. So I got to go up there and pay for them next week, and I'll have those videos. Willimantic still won't release any of the information from when they hit that kid that told them to stop having that minor in a chokehold. They won't release any of that. So I have a FOIA complaint in now. We're gonna have to go through FOIA, and we'll probably get it in a few months. And I feel like these departments should be punished, dude. If you guys withhold public records from us that we're supposed to have, you shouldn't be able to withhold them for 4, 5, 6 months. And then they go, oh, all right, here, you can have them now. After that cop's been out there for 6 months doing the same thing and nobody knows. Like, they told us we couldn't have the records, the reports, because there was quote-unquote minors' names in them. What's redact it like you do anything else? I don't even care about the minors' names. I want to know who the officers were. And I got the video, but I can't see exactly who it is. And I'm not going to mislabel that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go put a name on it if I'm not sure. The only one that I do know is the school resource officer who did absolutely nothing. So take it for what it is, but I wouldn't trust my kids at school. That dude's supposed to be protecting my kids, and he just blatantly watches people get assaulted and does absolutely nothing for it. But that's about it, guys. I'm not going to keep it on forever. It's been, I don't know how long it's been. Where is it? Doesn't even say on the, 51 minutes. I appreciate it. I feel like, what up, Steampunk, Willimantic? How's it been out there? Listen, for anybody, I'm good you came on. We need to get the word out there. Giller, the worst cop out there. Supposedly, I can't find out for sure, but I haven't seen him on the street anymore. Supposedly, this cop that's only been a cop for 2 or 3 years and has done nothing but harass and hurt the public, innocent people half the times. He got a raise or a promotion, and supposedly he's narcs now, and supposedly he's been driving around town jumping out on people in a red Astro van. We need to get pictures of that van, and we need to figure out what van it is so we can get it out there to the public. We're slowly working on court. I got to get this court. Danielson, he needs to come in. We got to get him in there, and he needs to testify to everything that he's lied to. He's lied in all the reports that he's written. The dude's clearly just a criminal. So, but Willimantic feels like he's so good that he needs to be promoted. Honestly, I feel like he's just the worst one out of the bunch, and he'll do exactly what they want. So, that's what they want. Why didn't Cantanzaro or any of these decent officers get a raise? They would be much better out there doing a job than him. But no, they chose literally the worst one, doing the worst to the public, and they owe me records on him. I requested his last 6 arrests, all the body camera footage, everything. Yeah, I can't get that. They won't give me that either. Willimantic doesn't seem to want to give over any records, so. Did I? Nobody told me. Send me an email at TheConstitutionState 860. Send me where it was, the date and the time and stuff, and we could request the footage. I mean, it'll take 6 months to get it, but we could definitely request it. So, we'll try. They finally finished this bridge. This bridge has been being worked on for like 2 years. This tiny bridge literally took them 2 years to finish. And it sucks because if you're coming into town, you could get off the highway and miss the whole end of town if this bridge was open. It's been closed for so long, everybody's had to go around, go through Main Street. Like, it's just a pain in the ass. So I'm glad that it's open again. But we'll see. I'm going to end it, guys. Let me know if anybody sees anything. Who's voting for Kamala? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I hope everybody in here is doing good. I don't care if you're a whiner or not, dude. I hope everybody's all right. Keep doing what you're doing. If you see the cops, film the cops. Get it out there if they do something bad. It's honestly in this day and age, like they always say, in this day and age, nothing's going to change unless we change it. And they are content with the way everything is going. They are absolutely happy and ecstatic with how everything is going. So it's up to us to change it. And I don't think voting red or voting blue or arguing about who we're going to vote for, arguing about what color we are is going to get us anywhere. I feel like that's kind of what they want us to do. If we're all busy fighting about this dumb stuff, we can't actually focus on anything. Not the real problem, which is getting them out of there. We need to get these, they're all criminals, everybody. We need to get them out of there, and we need to get everyday real Americans in there. Not people that grew up rich, not people that grew up with a pampered life. Like, why are they making decisions for us when they don't even know how we live? It doesn't make any sense to me. But everybody swears that they're the ones that are going to fix it. They're the ones that are going to be the change. We just had 4 years of Trump not that long ago. What changed? I mean, stuff did get cheaper. I can't argue with that. But really, that's about it. What happened when Biden was in office? Everything went up, and he let everybody walk all over us. So that's really not the way to go either. We had, like I said, if we have to choose out of the two, I would choose the one that's cheaper and makes everyday living cheaper. But I also don't really believe I'm going to vote for somebody I don't believe in. I don't believe in any of them. Why would I vote for them? So we absolutely need better training. So exactly, no colors, but they shove race down our throat. The new thing is the transgenders and all that. They literally make stuff for us to fight about, and we fall right in line with it. We literally do. Well, the masses do, because they believe everything they say. So $3 years, dude, where's that? It's definitely not happening here at all. We don't, yeah. 3 years, they get 6 months here at best. And even though Connecticut, and it's weird because Connecticut's implemented all sorts of things to make it look like they're trying to change and they're going to change. Look at the Police Accountability Act, or 2020, where they made all this stuff, and they went over how consensual searches are illegal. Cops are doing more consensual. I couldn't even count how many times cops are doing consensual searches or bringing dogs to stops when they're not supposed to. Nothing happens. What their duty to intervene. I don't think one cop in the state has been arrested yet for not intervening when they should. But it happens on a weekly basis. They did all this, and they literally painted this picture like they're going to do all this stuff. And what's the last thing they did? Oh, the police have to tell you your ID by the end of the stop, right? Connecticut acts like they made that up. They didn't make that up. I think it was New Jersey or Virginia did it before us. And theirs was, is if the cop doesn't tell you by the end of the stop's the ticket's valid, not valid. They throw it out. Well, in Connecticut, they call it a law, yet if they don't tell you, you still get the ticket, it still sticks. And then, even though they broke the quote-unquote law, right? If we break the law, what happens to us? We go to jail. Well, if they break that law, which is more like a policy, you have to write a complaint to the department, and it's a departmental issue. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. So it's not a law, it's a policy. And it doesn't actually change anything because they don't get in trouble when they break policies. You could go catch a cop doing something, get the policy, you could catch the cop breaking the law. You write that down. You put in a complaint, do it in Willimantic, they'll tell you there's no wrongdoing. Oh, we found no wrongdoing. It doesn't do anything. So they do all this stuff to make it look like they're changing things, but then they don't enforce any of it. Welcome to Connecticut. I'm telling you guys, go watch that video I just posted in Hartford, dude. That's Jet Black, and he's from Hartford, and he shows like the aspect of living in Hartford. And a lot of it is cops, but that stop, dude, was crazy what they did to that girl. It was literally nuts what they did to her. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna walk up this river real quick and see what's going on up here. Maybe we'll go out after, but maybe I'll go out to Willimantic this weekend. Maybe we'll go out there tomorrow, see what's going on. Bearded vet, I don't know. We'd have to figure that out. Even if it did, I don't see how that's gonna work, because they're still just gonna call for backup and beat you and arrest you. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see it working, because they're never gonna come and back you. Even if you're right, they're never gonna back you. They're gonna say, that's our gang, buddy, you're going down. No, it does, Steven. I think there's hot spots where other states are worse than others, and I haven't been to any other states, but I watch a lot of videos what happens in other states. But I feel like Connecticut is horrible. I feel like this state is complete trash. I feel like so much has to be done here, and I feel like making fake laws and policies, pretending like we are changing things and we're doing absolutely nothing, isn't the way to do it. And I feel like most of the citizens in Connecticut are blind, like the Willimantic. They're all blind Democrats. They don't even, when they put their signs out to vote, they don't put who they're voting for. They just put vote Democrat. Vote Democrat. And then they get somebody like Tom DeVivo in there, who's their mayor now, who does absolutely nothing. Ask him. I asked him about the assault on that kid out front, right out front of town hall, the next month. And you know what he told me? I don't know what goes on with the police. I'm not a cop. That's not what I do. He's told me his job is to just cut ribbons. That's the people we're electing. Like, I don't know. That's what you guys are getting. Vote Democrat. Vote this idiot. He tells me that he doesn't get paid. It seems like every other mayor, the average salary is like 50 to 60,000. He said he doesn't get paid. Then when I FOIA'd it, they told me he gets paid $5,000. And you figure that the mayor, who's always telling me to do fundraisers, he's agreed to do fundraisers with me, and then he's backed out. But you figure he would donate that money since he's rich. He owned Willimantic Waste in Willimantic, Connecticut for years. But no, he gives that money to the town hall for employees for parties throughout the year, right? Well, I asked them, I FOIA'd where the money goes, I want to track it, and they can't provide it. So he doesn't get paid, then he gets paid $5,000, and then he donates it to the town hall, but they can't show proof of anything. He probably isn't getting paid at all, and he's probably not even supposed to be the mayor because of his contracts with the town through the trash company. Like, you know what I mean? There's clearly something going on. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try and figure it out, but as of right now, they won't provide us any records. So he also will deny you the chance to speak. I'm just in downtown. I'm in Norwich now walking around. But like, I went to the town hall meeting last time. What'd they do? They said public speaking is at the end of the meeting. They went through the meeting. They gave 2 chances to talk on topics. I'm not there to speak on any of their topics. I have something else that I need to talk about. They told me wait till the end. At the end of the meeting, they ended the meeting and all ran out and gave me no chance to talk. And then when I questioned them outside about it, what'd they do? Got in their cars, honked their horns, made a whole bunch of noise around all these houses at 9:30 at night and left like a bunch of idiots. So anybody in Willimantic or Connecticut around August, the date is August 20th. If you have time, come to Willimantic and come to the town hall. I'm not saying you have to speak, but if you will speak, that's even better. But I'm rounding people up to go, dude. Like, it's... No, Jimmy, you got it all wrong, dude. You don't understand what harassment is. How would I be harassing them when I'm at a town hall waiting to speak, and then they end the meeting early and run? And I would actually have to... I don't understand how people are so dumb. If the police arrest me for not committing crimes, right, they literally will arrest me over doing nothing wrong. If I actually committed harassment, they would absolutely come and arrest me immediately. Like, that's a fact. So you got to do some research, maybe learn what harassment is. We got all these guys that throw these words around that they don't even know what they're talking about. So, yeah. Some of them aren't even bootlickers. Some of them are just that dumb. You know what I mean? Well, absolutely. They knew what I was there for. I literally asked, and it was my fault because I didn't get it on camera. I was trying to be cool, so I wasn't standing right there at the beginning of the meeting with my camera when everybody was getting set up, and I walked up and I said, hey, when do we speak? They told me, and I went down and I sat quietly and waited my turn. And they literally banged the thing at the end. They even said, we called it, when they didn't call it. It's on. Not only did I record it, they record and broadcast the whole thing. So it wasn't recorded. They didn't call it. They just made it up. They lied. So, I bet it does. I heard Finland's really nice. Well, and they did literally, like I said before, man, they take crap care of this town. This town deserves so much better. It was weird when I was downtown the other night where they harass all the homeless people all the time, or harass anybody with a beer can in their hand, because we don't have an open container law in Connecticut, but of course these towns make these ordinances. They were actually doing an event serving alcohol. Like, you guys don't want people drinking down here, then you guys throw a party and you let everybody drink down here? That makes 0 sense to me. 0 cents. So, but again, that's just what they want to do, and they're going to do what they want to do. I heard people have been upset and coming. I'm going to go to the next Norwich town hall meeting, and I didn't know last month there was a ton of people there. They were all pissed because of these taxes. So I got some stuff to say about Norwich. So I'm going to go next time with Neon News, and we're going to go and talk. I bet you haven't. I see homeless people every day. Every day. And they could always... I don't. I mean... No. But they could also do a lot better for the homeless. They just choose not to. Like in Willimantic, that mayor will tell everybody, he tells everybody to spend their money in town and donate and do this and that when he doesn't do anything. There's events going on all the time. Where is he? Not there. He agreed to do a fundraiser with me. He agreed to quadruple whatever I raised for the shelter in Willimantic, and immediately started backing out. The next time I seen him, he said, no, I said double. Typical politician. I said double. Liar. The last time I brought it up, he said, I didn't say any of it. Luckily, I found the email because I asked for all the records between me and the mayor, all the emails, and they couldn't provide me any of them. They said there's no record of them. So, luckily I kept it. But that's what he does. He literally tried to say it to make me look bad. He was trying to say I don't do anything for the town, when I've done probably more for the homeless and more for the drug addicts out there than he has. Like, I've gotten people into programs. I've brought people to programs, like, on my own time. I don't get paid to do that. Like, none of it. I don't get paid to do none of it, but I do it. And he tried to dog me like, oh, you're not donating to the shelter. He's literally rich. He's a millionaire. He owned Willimantic Waste. He's the one that created it. He has money, and he can't even match what we raise. And when we brought it up at town hall, what happened? His fat cow-looking daughter, who now works for the town because he got her a job, the useless drug addict got her a job, was sitting there laughing like it was a joke. Oh, you guys were going to raise money. I had somebody that was going to drop $500 just so he had to put in $2,000. That's one person. I'm not saying we would have raised a ton of money, but we would have raised more than he did. Which one's School Street? I probably am. I don't know which one I'm on now. I'm on Yannick, I think. But I appreciate everybody that's here, dude. Everybody. And which is what we're dealing with in Connecticut. I really feel like we need to start banding up, though, because I'm only one person, and they definitely don't, they take advantage of me as much as they can, as we see. So, I got court dates coming up. I'll keep everybody involved with what's going on with those, and I'm always out here, murder, so check in if we're on. Harp and Dragons downtown. Yeah. So we'll be on. We'll probably be on tomorrow. We'll see what's up. I'll keep everybody posted. I'm gonna listen to the scanner. I don't know when the rain's supposed to start, so there's probably gonna be a lot of nonsense going on. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on with the river, and we'll stay in touch. Did you really? That's dope. I'll talk to you guys soon.